Yo, I want to do a little story time and shit. For when I went to Job Corps. I was thinking about it the other day. Like, damn, I really was in Job Corps for almost 2 years. Um, like a year and a half. But I went at 16. I was cutting school a lot. I was getting in this shit. Just young nigga shit. And my mom and my grandma came together and they got this brilliant idea to send me to Job Corps. Um, and I remember going down there and shit, seeing a recruiter. And I remember my mom. The boy asked like, "Yo, where you want to go at? Like, what facility you want to go to?" I'm trying to go close to home, like up north somewhere, like Baltimore or fucking Washington D.C. or some shit. And I remember my mom telling him like, "No, we want to send him as far away as possible, to where though he can't AWOL, he can't find his way back home." And she they said, how's Kentucky? And my mom's 16. I'm like, Kentucky? Fuck. Like, where the fuck is Kentucky? I ain't even know where Kentucky was at. For real. But for sure, I chose. They made me pick Kentucky. A couple weeks went by. And I couldn't believe that shit, bro. Like, I ain't even gonna lie. Like, even I done been in so many situations where I was threatened by like getting sent away for bad behavior and all that shit, bro, and nothing really stuck. So even with this, I kind of brushed it off, and they ended up, I guess they called my peoples and shit, and they was like ready for me and shit, and they gave me a date, and I couldn't believe that shit, bro. Even all the way up to the airport, I'm like, man, we gonna turn around. But for sure enough, bro, went to got to the airport. They took my mom took my phone. Remember, she drove up there. It was her and her boyfriend at the time. And yeah, I ain't never been on a plane, none of that shit, never. 16 years old, bro. All I know is the city. All I know is Philly. Like, I ain't never been nowhere. And sure enough, bro, put me on a motherfucking airplane and shit, and got to Chicago. Went from Chicago to Tennessee. I don't even know how I knew where to go, but I ended up getting on the bus and getting my luggage and all that shit. And I remember getting up there. It was nighttime, bro. It was dark as shit. Big ass campus, Morganfield, Kentucky. Earle Clements, Job Corps Academy and shit. Just a bunch of tobacco fields and shit, bro. Like cornfields, like shit like that, bro. Like real like country shit. And that shit was crazy, bro. Like, you imagine 16 in Kentucky, bro, spending the night like around a bunch of motherfuckers. Now, mind you, a lot of motherfuckers that I had learned, like a lot of country people, down south people, they don't like up north people, bro. And how would I know that? I ain't never been outside my city, so I ain't know that. So being from Philly, 16 years old, it wasn't a lot of Philly. When I first got up there, I ain't see nobody from Philly that looked like me, talk like me. Just Florida, South Carolina, North Carolina, Atlanta, like Georgia, a lot of like Alabama, Mississippi niggas, Memphis, like Nashville. One of my roommates, white boys from Nashville. Like, it was a shock. You know what I mean? Like, nigga, I got shower shoes. Like, nigga, I gotta take a shower here. I mean, I got a bunk bed. Like, you mean, I ain't got no phone. I was trying to get my phone up there. My mom, nut ass, took it. and was like, "No, like I ain't letting you take your phone up there. You need to be focusing on this and that." And sure enough, when I got up there, eventually once I started getting familiar with shit, niggas had cell phones up there. You know what I mean? But just being around, I think Job Corps from 16 to 24. So just being around people that was older than me, I ain't know shit. I ain't really know much, bro. I'm 16 years old. Like I ain't know shit. You know what I mean? I only knew like my little area, my city, you know what I mean? Or just my city. So being around people, they talk different. They got accents, you know what I mean? They slang different. Like I just felt like I was like lost and shit. Like, you know what I mean? And that shit was crazy, dog. And eventually, you know, like anything, bro, you get used to it. You know what I mean? You get used to it. What choice do I got? I ain't going home. Like, they ain't letting me go home. And I mean, I think they sent me out there with a calling card. For niggas that don't know what that is, like, it's like, you know, just a John, like, kind of like a gift card, but for the phone. Like, I mean, you fucking dial 1-800 or some old shit like that. You know, you got some minutes that you could talk on the phone or whatever. Sent me out there with that shit. In the first couple of weeks was cool because we was getting chaperoned. Like we was getting like walked around and drove around in the van and shit through the campus and going to lunch together, and they was feeding us good because, you know, we was like isolated from everybody else. You know what I mean? And it's so crazy because some nigga named Khalil, bro might see this. He from Philly and shit. I didn't even know he's from Philly when I first seen him out there, but he from Philly. And we had linked up some kind of way, bro. Like he knows some niggas from uptown, one of my little neighborhoods and shit that I came up around. And we had seen each other and shit. And he know some people I know. And we had got together one time. He was like, "Yo, you remember that shit up there, bro?" I'm like, "Yeah." He like, "Bro." And mind you, I ain't at this time when I was talking to bro, I ain't never been to jail. I ain't never been inside no jail. So he had already like been locked up a bunch of times or a few times or whatever. So he was telling me like, "Yo, bro, when I ended up going to jail, like Job Corps ain't no different from like, nigga, that shit, they was preparing us for jail. Like that shit really ain't no different from jail." But I ain't had no way of knowing that. Cause I never, you know, the stigma, the lure around prison and jail is big, right? It's like you think it's the shit you see on TV and all of that, the crazy shit, right? So I knew Job Corps wasn't that. You feel what I'm saying? Niggas wasn't walking around on that type of time, and we had women on campus and you had co-ed dorms and shit like that, but it didn't give me that, or I didn't feel like it was like that because I never been to something that mirrored what I seen on TV. I thought it was supposed to be turned all the way up like that. Little did I know, him going to jail and being in the system and going through that whole process, he told me like, "Yo, nigga, that shit was like jail, nigga. You was basically locked up." You know what I'm saying? But anyway, they was taking us, they was taking they was being real good to us and shit like that for the first like 4 weeks, 5 weeks and shit. And then when you pick your trade and they get you situated with your academics, like high school diploma, GED, you know, driver's ed, like you want to get your license up there, you could do that. When you pick your skill, your trade, you move to wherever your trade is, like wherever everybody that's doing that trade is in them dorms. So we was in the 900s. So you got motherfuckers in the 500s, that's construction, motherfuckers in the 300s, that's like nursing and all that, motherfuckers in the 400, that's like, I don't know what the 400s was. But yeah, like these are just all different zones, like different dorms and shit. The 900s, like when you first come in before you go into population. And it's crazy, they use that term population. Before you go out into population, it was cool. So a nigga got used to that. Like, oh, this shit ain't that bad. Nigga, we get pushed out in the population. Now we in the mix. You moving around by yourself. You really like in the dorms with niggas and y'all, it's four, maybe six of y'all in one room. You know what I mean? You got a locker, that's it. You got a locker, bro. And shower shoes, all the shit that you need or whatever, but you start to meet people. I met some people. But at 16, man, I missed home so much. And I spent birthdays up there, holidays, like, because it just, for me, I was 40-something hours away. So certain times I could have went home on the weekends, it didn't make sense to. And I mean, I used to beg my grandma, I used to beg my peoples to get me a plane ticket. And I ain't understand it then, that it didn't make sense to do that and spend that kind of money just for you to come home for one day. But when you somewhere you don't want to be and it's unfamiliar and you're around a bunch of, even when you making friends and shit, or you just having associates and you meeting people and shit, you still miss home. You still realize every day that you got shipped somewhere. You feel what I'm saying? Like you somewhere that you rather not be. You know what I mean? It was a lot of time, bro. Certain music. I got to the point up that joint, bro, like anything that reminded me of Philly. That's why I was so excited when I started to meet people from Philly. Like certain people from Philly they had people from Philly coming up there, that was getting shipped out there and shit. It wasn't a lot of us, bro. But then it started to, pick up. So even that, you hated to see a motherfucker get kicked out for fighting or, graduate, because it was like we started to become like, it was like a brotherhood type shit. It was like, you know what I mean? And we had some chicks up there. Damn, I had this little chick up there, bro. She was throwing the pussy at me. She was trying to fuck me bad. This little thick ass little bitch named Shauna. She was from South Carolina, like where them Geechee niggas be at. She was from down there. Her name's Shauna. I seen a picture of her too, like not that, like a little while ago. One of my homies, my man Dev and shit, my man Six, he was out there. He from South Philly. He was out there with me and shit, and holding it down. Real mean knuckle game. Was knocking niggas out of that joint. Little nigga, like real little nigga though. Like he's shorter than me. I'm like 5'9", 5'10". He might be like 5. Well, we might be the same. They're like 5'8", 5'9". But he was holding that shit down, and he had left before me. That shit crushed me. That was my right hand. Like, I mean, we got together when we both got home and shit. Well, when I got home after him, took me around. His folks took me up South Philly, showed me around, showed me love. His peoples embraced me. Like, I mean, we still keep in touch until this day. But he keep in touch with all them niggas from Job Corps, like all the niggas from down south and all that shit. And he showed me a picture of her. Like, yo, she followed me on Facebook and Instagram and all that. And he said, she look. I ain't gonna say too much. You never know who see these videos. So, but she just don't look how she looked when she was on me. And it was a couple shorties on my body up that joint, but one of the joints, she had a fat ass butt, dog. Like, I'm talking about, she was thick as shit, like 4'8". They used to call her Little Bit. But I was so, that's how you know, like, I was so shook. I was 16. I was a young nigga. I'm out here. I don't want to get like in trouble with nothing like that out this joint. She was a little older than me. She walked down the hallway one day, bro. Came in the dorm and everything. Walked down the hallway and everything to my room. Like, this your room right here? This your room? And niggas used to clown me like, this nigga scared of pussy. She trying to fuck this nigga. He won't fuck her. But I was weird at 16, bro. And then like how she was throwing it at me, I'm like, this bitch probably got a disease. Like, I'm thinking about all types of shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it was, but, and them niggas, man, them down south niggas, man, I'm talking about, dog, they hated Philly niggas, bro. South Carolina, North Carolina. It was some North Carolina niggas, they get that shit up, though. They thorough, like, they get that shit up thorough, though. Like, them niggas, like, kind of like, they try to give you, like, New York, you know what I mean? Like, they decent, you know what I mean? So I met a couple niggas, nigga named T.I. and shit, thorough nigga from North Carolina. He from, where he was from? No, not Raleigh. He was from Fayetteville, I think. He was from Fayetteville, North Carolina, I think. And some nigga named Ghost, he was thorough too. He was he came in with me. He was a part of my group. We had a big ass group too. It was like I think it was like 100 and something. It might have been like 100 and something of us. But yeah, like even that, we used to go to little parties and shit. All they used to have little parties for us off campus, little shit. You know, that to make it go by. Walmart trips, you had to fight to get on the motherfucking bus. Every Walmart trip, you know what I mean? Niggas was up there, and it's crazy because even that make me now that I even worked in a prison before now, and I got that like, I know what that's like. That shit really was like a jail for real. Cause like you had guards, they call them they was residential advisors, but they call them RAs. The RAs, like they was fucking the niggas. The women RAs was fucking niggas. Niggas out of pocket too. Niggas was fucking this old head. She had to be, she reminded me of my great grandma. She had to be like 60 something, bro, at the time. This was 22 years ago. She had to be like 60 something years old. And she actually looked her age, but she had like before the BBL, she had like a butt looked at kind of, it was big, but it was weird looking. Niggas was running down on that shit. She was fucking niggas. Young niggas. I mean, you gotta think. The age gap 16 to 24. She was fucking niggas. Niggas was up there doing 20 something years old. One of the residential advisor niggas, I ain't gonna put his name out there. Old head, tall old head. He used to live in Kentucky. He used to bring the weed in. I was hustling up there too. We was getting me and Dev, a couple other niggas from Philly. Niggas was selling cigarettes. Niggas was selling honey buns. Niggas was selling all types of snacks and candy. Niggas had lick. Niggas had lick on campus. Niggas was hustling. I had my little sacks. They call them sacks. We call them baggies, but down there they call them sacks and shit. I had my little sacks. I was getting high up that joint, smoking and shit. Just to pass the time, pass the days away. But calling home and talking to my peoples, and they ain't really, and I'm gonna be honest, looking back, that's why I say, bro, you really only got yourself. And regardless of how it felt or what it looked like, Job Corps still was Job Corps. It was a program funded through the government or whatever, and you still was able to go in there and get a trade, get your diploma, get your driver's license and all that shit, and you ain't had no record when you left. So you, regardless of how it felt, you wasn't locked up. So my little plug-in, my little message to the youth while I'm on the topic, bro, is like, it's cool when you doing all that shit out here and you got a bunch of friends, or you think you got a bunch of friends and a bunch of support and a bunch of friends and family and all that shit, your girl. It don't be like that when you get in there. Like when you somewhere away. I'm not speaking like I was booked. I'm saying when you somewhere and you not accessible and niggas can't hang out with you every day and you can't do for people or can't, it's like out of sight, out of mind. You know what I'm saying? So that's exactly what it is. Out of sight, out of mind. Like a nigga ain't seeing you every day and can't pull up on you or hang out with you every day. You stop existing. You stop. You feel what I'm saying? So I say all that to say, like, I had a homie, bro, on the strength of me. My grandma don't do this shit for nobody. But when they sent me out there, he ain't had nowhere to go. And my grandma let him stay at the crib. You feel me? That's a whole nother story. Niggas was stealing out the crib. This bitch ass nigga, he just, you know what I mean, just nut shit. Like, nigga, I done made sure you got a place to stay. The least you could do is make sure the crib cool. You got niggas coming in here, flunkies coming in here, y'all getting high, niggas stealing my grandma's shit and all. So that was a whole nother joint. I definitely got my lick back when I got out of that joint. On dude, I got my lick back with all that. I made all that shit right. You know what I mean? Even with the nigga that was living there, I got with him too, because, you know, I just had to get that off my chest. I just felt like, you know, I felt disrespected, but that's neither here nor there. While you away, it's out of sight, out of mind. And when I was calling friends, and I didn't really want to because I didn't want to miss home even more, but when I was calling friends or even chicks, they wasn't picking up. You know what I'm saying? And I got a calling card, nigga. All these minutes count. You know what I mean? So that's a wasted minute if I call you and you don't pick up. Nobody wrote me for real. Like, I think I got a couple of letters, and then that was really it. You know what I mean? And I was up there for a little bit, almost 2 years. And that 2 years felt like every bit of 2 years being away from home, not going home on holidays and shit. And Nobody wrote me, bro. Even my mom and my grandma ain't really write me. They used to send me, I used to check. Even when I knew I wasn't getting shit, they had this big ass, everybody had one outside their dorm. They had this big ass mail list. It was on like a John, like a little, this big ass John, display type John. And I used to check that shit every day, bro. Just to hope I see my name on that motherfucker. And I used to see niggas' names on that bitch every day. So the support was real for them. But I say all that to say, like, bro, you get put away somewhere and it ain't gonna be what you, it don't be what you think it's gonna be. You know what I'm saying? And so that fucked me up. That hurt it. Like, damn, bro. And then as soon as I came back out here, everybody was back on, yo, big, what's up, bro? Da-da-da. But it was like when I was up there, I needed that shit the most, and it wasn't there. It wasn't there at all. I had a little girlfriend up there eventually and shit. Met a little chick from South Philly and shit. Ended up running back into her when I worked at the prison and shit, which is crazy. She a sergeant up there and shit. But yeah, man, just getting into fights and them niggas ain't like Philly niggas, but we still strong. You know, we don't really, niggas, I don't give a fuck how deep y'all is, how strong y'all is. Like, Philly, bro. And that's one thing I could say. We don't come together much, but when we do, we strong. We strong. It could be 4 or 5 of us, bro. But we got pretty deep up there. You had motherfuckers that was trying to act like they was from Philly. Cause we just thorough. Like, we just got to a point up there, John. Niggas, we knew they wasn't from Philly, but they just, yeah, bro, I'm from Northwest. I'm from South North Philly. Like, you know, like, nigga, that shit ain't even a real place in Philly, like a real area. But yeah, that shit was, and it's more, I'm gonna do a part 2 to this, John, because I feel like I'm leaving a lot of shit out. I am leaving a lot of shit out, but, yeah, man, like, that shit was wild. Just looking back, I was thinking about it the other day, like, damn, bro, like, a nigga really was up there. A couple niggas got stabbed up that John in the cafeteria, in the caf. But no matter what, bro, no matter how many friends I met, people I met, and I learned a lot, like different cultures, you know, how they do it in different states and shit, different cities. Florida niggas, they thorough. Them Haitian niggas is thorough. They decent niggas. North Carolina, South Carolina, shout out to them niggas. Like, Memphis niggas, funny as shit. Mississippi niggas. Georgia niggas, Atlanta, Alabama, like all them niggas, like, I met some good niggas, man. Like, it's real niggas everywhere you go, and it's thorough niggas, they just do shit different. You know, the gold tee, dreads, all this was way before niggas was wearing dreads in Philly. This is new. It ain't never been as many niggas wearing dreads in Philadelphia. It ain't never been none of this shit. Now everything is universal, and, you know, everything is everywhere because of the internet. So, nigga, you can see a nigga with golds in his mouth in Philly. You know what I'm saying? Because he might have seen somebody on the internet with that shit and it looked cool. And he wanted to go get him a set of 16 or whatever, like 6 to the top, 6 to the bottom, 8 to the top, 8 to the bottom. Like, but that's what was so cool about back in the day, because you just knew everybody for what they was known for. Everybody had their own little thing. If you was from down south, you could tell a nigga from down south. Nowadays, you can't tell a nigga from Philly, from Chicago. You can't tell a nigga from Miami, from fucking New York. So it's like, I mean, it's just all, it's just mixed in. It's like, it's goofy now, but back then you like, yo, I knew. Like, when I first met one of the niggas, shout out to the nigga Will, call him Zoe, Big Zoe and shit. You know what I mean? From, damn, he from Miami, he from Dade County and shit. Him and the other boy, he was cool. One of his homies that came up went to job crew with him and shit. Man, that nigga hopped off the motherfucking plane, or I seen him at the bus stop, the John, before we got on the bus to go from Tennessee to Kentucky. This nigga hopped off the John with shorts on and a Woolrich. And you just knew, big black nigga, you just knew, like, he ain't never seen snow before, he ain't never been, like, you know what I mean? It was just cool to see shit like that and learn certain slang, how they talk and how they carry it. That was cool. That was something I found interesting. Just seeing all of the different types of people, different types of black people from different walks of life and different parts of the world. Like, that was cool. Outside of that, though, all that other shit was trash. I ain't had no phone up there, John. I couldn't text. And it wasn't even about the internet, because the internet wasn't really out. But just being able to talk to your people and shit. You know, I think eventually I ended up getting my John up there. And and getting it cut on and shit and being able to talk and text people from home, that was everything. Like, you know what I mean? You know, because you got to think, I don't know what Job Corps like now, but I went at a time where phones wasn't popping like it is now. So, you know, we ain't really need that. Like, I can only imagine what it's like now with social media and being on the phone all day and everything like that. So I'm sure it's different. But when I was up there, it wasn't no phones. We was outside, niggas was chilling, niggas was getting high, blowing, smoking, drinking, shit like that. And I'm sure it's different now. I'm sure it's different. You might have sat in the lounge or the lobby, watched some TV. But yeah, that shit was crazy, bro. And just like, I don't know. Like I can't believe I went through that. You know what I mean? Like real shit, looking back, like damn, I really was up there and trying to learn a skill and trying to, you know what I mean? The hospitality there, they definitely, the people nice. They was nice, for the most part. And I just got to the point where I was tired. Like I just was tired. Like I'm ready to go. And I just did every and any and everything I could to get kicked out. And eventually they put me out. Cause and now I'm looking back on it like them niggas could have been kicked me out, but they was getting money off me. Them programs and shit, they get money off each head. So they let me stay in that motherfucker for so long. And I mean, I did everything. I did almost everything I could except for getting caught with drugs or a slammer, you know what I mean? Or getting caught fucking, on campus or some old wild shit to where they gotta kick you out. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I did everything I could, bro, within the lines to, like, get kicked out. And they should have kicked me out. Like, I slept in class every day, all day. I literally would go to class, put my head in, and go to sleep every day. I probably was snoring in that bitch. I didn't show interest in no trade. All I did was go to lunch, eat, and hang out. And you know what I mean? Go in the joint, change my uniform, take my uniform off, shower, go outside. Go walk around campus or just go sell my little weed or whatever I was doing. You know what I mean? I was doing something, but they would not kick me out until eventually it was just like, man, bitch ass nigga named Paul Davis, white boy. He was like I don't know what he'd be considered, like I don't know, housing directors. I don't fucking know, but that nigga would not put me out, bro. And they probably get more money for them young niggas. You 16, they housing a 16-year-old, he probably get more. So that's probably why he was not trying to put me out that joint. Then, like I said, eventually I was cussing that nigga the fuck out every day. And you bitch ass white boy, like I was on some shit. And eventually, bro, them niggas, man, I never been that excited in my life to get kicked out of some shit, bro. Usually it's the other way around. You graduate, you do something positive. I knew I did everything negative, and I didn't even know if I was gonna have nowhere to go. Cause when they came to me like, yo, you go home. Like we talked to your grand, like you go home. And that was it. They gave me my bus ticket. I ain't give a fuck, bro. I didn't even know where I was gonna stay at. And sure enough, nigga, when I got to the airport in Philly, once they kicked me out and I packed my shit, now I was so fucking, man, it was a blur. I don't even remember that shit. But I know I remember when I got back to the city, I called a couple people collect because I ain't had I don't think my phone was even on. And I called my grandma first. I think I got my uncle bitch ass. He answered the phone. I'm like, yo, I'm back in Philly. I'm like, where grandma at? Or I'm about to try to come there. He like, no, you ain't coming here. Then I think he put her on the phone. She like, you ain't coming here. I told you if you get kicked out, if you don't finish the program, you can't come back here. Nigga, my heart dropped in my ass because I'm like, all this shit real. Like, you be calling bluff. Like, man, they gonna let me come. I'm on the plane like, man, I'm so excited to get home and be coming home. I'm like, they gonna be just as excited. And when I got home, bro, everything, like, I don't think I came there. I didn't go there. But it damn near felt like everything was how I left it. Nobody was really excited. You know what I'm saying? It was just like life just was continuing to go on. But when you somewhere put away and you away, it's nowhere you rather be than home. You know what I'm saying? Like when you away. So regardless if nothing changed that much and shit was different because I was gone. So I was excited about the littlest shit. But I seen something in them. Like they were just like, their lives was the same as when I left, when I came back. But for sure, she stood on that shit for a nice little amount of time, bro. I had to go stay at my mom, and of course, she ain't had her shit together. She was staying with one of her girlfriends and they kids, and I had to stay with them. But I ain't give a fuck, bro. I was just so happy to be home and be back in Philly. Like, when I was up there, I used to try to find anything, rap DVDs, anything I could get my hands on, bro, that just said and showed Philly. Like, if I felt that, that's why I was so happy when niggas was coming up there and they talk like me and they dress like me, like, cause niggas up there, they ain't understand that shit. We in Kentucky, bro. What's Philly? We don't know what y'all niggas do. You know what I mean? So that was just so when I got home and I was meeting girls and I was going to fucking school let outs and I was going downtown to the gallery and just getting around the city, getting on the train, getting on the bus. Man, I felt so good. That shit felt so good. To hear somebody say, yo, you drawn, yo, what's up, young boy, da-da-da, shaking niggas' hands the way we shake hands. Like, I was around that Kentucky shit for so long, bro. I never forgot where I came from. But, it was just amazing. It was great to just be back home and be around other Philly motherfuckers, man. Like, and that shit was crazy, bro. Like, real rap. I'm gonna try to continue this joint. I'm gonna try to do a part 2 to this joint, because I know it's like some shit that I left out probably. But yeah, man. Fucking Earle C. Clements Job Corps Academy, bro. Morganfield, Kentucky, bro. It's a part of my story now, though. It's a part of my journey, like, you know what I mean? So